So much media, so little time. Who keeps track of it all? That would be me. This is Bob Andelman, and this is the Mr. Media Interview, broadcast and recorded live on blogtalkradio.com from the new media and baseball capital of the world, St. Petersburg, Florida. Donal Logue has joined the cast of the NBC drama series Life this fall. He plays the character of Captain Kevin Tidwell. My guess, though, is that many of you know Donal more than you know Life. He starred in a traditional sitcom on Fox, Grounded for Life, and a non-traditional sitcom, The Knights of Prosperity, on ABC. And my further guess is that NBC is counting on Donal to add a new dimension of familiarity to Life, which built a rabid, if small, fan base in its first season and hopes to improve upon it this year. Donal, welcome to Mr. Media. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. One moment. I'll go ahead and join you online with them.
Okay.
Donal, I want to have joined the station.
Yeah, thank you.
Donal?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, this is Mr. Media. Thanks for calling in.
No problem.
So, what brings you to Life? And I apologize for the way that was written. I just couldn't resist.
No, that's okay. Basically, it was Rand Ravitch and Far Chariot who created the show. Just called me and asked me if I wanted to join, if I was aware of the show, and did I want to jump on board for a while. And I had been aware of the show. I was a fan of the show's first season. So, that's basically how it went down.
How is it different being in a drama than a sitcom, as you've done more recently?
I think it's all kind of the same stuff. I think it's just whatever's real to the scene, you just play. It's not, for me, there's no difference really as an actor, but other than kind of outside things. But I've bounced around a lot between films, big and small, or dramatic or comedy, so I don't find it too weird. And I think that I also have there's a little bit of a comic quirkiness to this character on Life.
Now, I'm thinking that after Nights, which was highly regarded and then didn't last as long as people thought it might, you might have been a little gun-shy about joining a show that was kind of on the bubble after its first season. Yeah.
Actually, it was a lot more. At least I knew it was on for the season, as opposed to like pilots that you do. I did one for HBO, and I did another pilot for Fox with Barry Sonnenfeld called Hackett that I liked a lot. And, I've put a lot of energy and time and care and hope into these weird little TV creations that don't even make it as far as Nights did, So to be on something that's on the air is kind of a victory.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've shown a willingness to take a risk on some things that are a little off the beaten path. What can you tell us about your character on Life, how he was introduced, and how he interacts with the existing Life universe?
Well, he comes in like a bull in a china shop, I think. He's this New York guy, and he's replacing Robin Weigert, the old captain who's been demoted. And, I think the easy thing to be is he's this New York guy who could think that Charlie Cruz is this weird, fruity, Zen California hippie-style detective, but I think he really respects and enjoys that kind of sensibility in Charlie, and he has, a weird, he develops this weird relationship with Sarah Shahi's character, Danny Reese. So, he's a weird guy, even to me playing him. I'm like, this guy's odd, but that's kind of what makes him fun, but he's brash, so he's unlike me in that regard, but it's been a lot of fun just kind of joining. I'm thoroughly aware that the key dynamic to Life is the dynamic between these partners and Charlie Cruz trying to figure out who set him up for that murder and ruined his life. So, I'm just there to kind of like service my side of the piece and be this guy who seems a little brash and a little slimy and greasy at first, but I think starts to become more and more human, if that makes sense.
What do you know about the plans for Tidwell as the season progresses?
Well, I do know that something happens between him and Danny Reese, Sarah's character. So, that's where we're kind of at right now, because we're a few episodes down the road in terms of filming compared to what they're showing. So that I do know. Now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was going to ask you, is it any easier coming to work each day knowing that, unlike Nights or Grounded for Life even, that the heaviest weight is not on your shoulders this season?
Yeah, it's a very different it's a different thing altogether, which is good. It's not I feel it for Damien, because just when you're carrying a series, the load of the hours and the work it's a totally different thing. It definitely is a much more it's a less stressed kind of situation to roll in every other day and have your things, but so it's different, but it's welcomed in a way.
And I have to ask you before you go about the Knights of Prosperity. I mean, it had a lot of wonderful buzz when it was going to be called Let's Rob Mick Jagger. What on earth went wrong?
I mean, I think choosing Mick Jagger was hard because his involvement would have always been limited. It was called Let's Rob Jeff Goldblum. That's what we started it out as. Oh. And Jeff Goldblum was doing another show or whatever, but that was just like my friend Rob Burnett and John Beckerman's idea. And then ABC thought, well, let's get Mick Jagger, which sounds like a huge coup, but at the same time, if the guy's too big of a star and isn't available to work, it makes it different. And the thing was, Mick Jagger had said, don't use my name in the title because it's not really about him. And it wouldn't, hypothetically, if it went 5 years, you'd do that for one season and then something else. So the fact that it kind of slipped out and everybody kept referring to it as Let's Rob Mick Jagger didn't help with Mick Jagger's desire to be on the show all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it created its own problem. So I think in that was a lot of the funkiness. And then it just didn't do so well ratings-wise. As much as I would argue is how great the show was. Now, it was on against American Idol and this, that, and the other thing, but I just thought it was a fantastically funny show. I've done comedies for many, many years, and I can't really remember always having to stop them in mid-scene because someone's making you laugh so hard that you're breaking character, and that was constant on the Knights of Prosperity. So, we had a lot of fun with that show. I clearly had hoped it had gone on forever, but it didn't, sadly. But I don't know if there's ever going to be a universe in which people can catch those episodes. Maybe it'll come out on DVD.
I know what I saw of it looked very funny, and I was always sorry that I didn't get to see more. But these things happen, I guess, in the line of work that you're in.
That's right. Yeah, totally.
Well, folks, check out actor Donal Logue's debut. Oh, I'm sorry, you've already debuted. Check him out on Life as Captain Kevin Tidwell on Friday nights this fall. And Donal, please come back again, and thank you very much for your time.
I will anytime. Thank you so much.
All right, good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, folks, for dozens more celebrity and media newsmaker interviews, surf over to our main website, www.mrmedia.com. That's where you can listen to my earlier conversations with Billy Bob Thornton, Cheryl Hines, Jeff Garlin, Robert Schimmel, Kirk Douglas, and many, many others. And please think about writing an online review of Mr. Media, casting a vote for Mr. Media, or marking Mr. Media as one of your favorites, whether you listen on Blog Talk Radio, Digital Journal, Podcast Pickle, Vox, Folio, Mediafly, Podfeed.net, Blueberry, Zencast, Odeo, Kindle Reader, or iTunes. And if you've got an idea for a guest, please email me directly. The address is bob@andelman.com. As always, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with us. I really appreciate it.